Hi everybody, nice to be with you again. My name is Jodie Berman, Director of Programs and Community Engagement for TrueCare Home Care and our TrueBridge Memory Care program. I'm happy to be with you on today's virtual workshop, which is called Photography Scavenger Hunt. Photography is a great medium. It's one of my favorite, and it was actually my degree in college, my undergraduate degree. So I brought out some of my favorite items to show you before we start today's workshop. A little retrospect of some cameras here. This is a Hasselblad. This is a real iconic classic camera in photographic history. This came out in 1957. It's a medium format camera, and this is my special baby right here I wanted to show you. Right here we have a 35mm Pentax K1000, which is a film camera, which many of you might recognize and have owned yourself. And then we're coming into the digital era with our Canon PowerShot G15, which is very similar to a manual camera, but it is a digital, has a screen in the back. And here we are in our modern world with today's smartphones, and well, what can I say? We all take pictures with our smartphone these days, and the fact that they have some of the best lenses is fantastic. We're going to be using an iPhone today as I show you a little bit about how to take a picture and 3 simple steps and some creative, clever ideas of how you can look around your home and environment and see it with a new perspective, a new lens, so to speak. So let's begin, shall we? Our first step is when you're holding a smartphone, whatever phone you may have to work with, I'm going to have you come closer and watch me in the 3 simple steps that we do. So, when you're doing photography, photography is like painting with light. So you have to have light wherever you take pictures, okay? And so right now it's almost 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So we have our light source here coming in from my window. We have an above light over my table here. And so we're going to focus right over here on this green plant, all right? So if you follow me here, you can notice that the light is reflecting shadows on my white wall off the bamboo green leaves. So this is a perfect opportunity to practice as well as show you some great features that you can think about when you're taking a picture. So, our first step for taking a digital shot is to push your camera button. Once you push the camera button, you're going to see a square here, just like a picture frame. And you're going to be able to move it. And wherever you move it, you're going to see that you can frame your shot by going further back and by going closer up. Notice the shadows that are cast on the wall. Once you frame your picture, I think right about here will do. You're going to take your finger and touch the white button under photo. There we go. I'll show you that one more time. Going to push the white button. You touch it like it's hot, like an oven. You don't hold it, but you just touch it with the tip of your finger. Great. And to pull up your shot, there's our image. So that's one example of how to take a picture, and I'm going to show you a couple other clever ideas now about how we can use our home for inspiration. I called it a photography scavenger hunt because I created a template that you can download from AFA to use, and it's like a fun game. So who doesn't love a fun game, right? So I don't know about you, but I've been stuck in my house for quite a long time during this quarantine, but I'm seeing things in new ways. I'm noticing new things in my home that I never even noticed before. Even a crack on the wall may look like something that stimulates a piece of artwork. So the first part of our photography scavenger hunt is you're going to find these items around your home. And it's pretty fun. When you find them, you're going to check the box, which is great, and you know you've completed it once you found it. Once you find your items that I've referenced, and this is just a template to give you some inspiration, you're going to be able to create your own photograph. And this is where elements of design come in. Not just light, but color and shape texture and pattern, things you can capture to create a good composition. So I'm going to give you a few ideas right now. If you look on the photography scavenger hunt, we actually just photographed something green, which was the bamboo plant. There's a great list of things that will give you some inspiration to photograph something that makes you happy. A spoon, which is metal, and metal reflects light, which gives off a great effect when you're taking photographs. Something you can wear, an object with a pattern, something red, something alive, which could be the plant too, or if you have a furry animal at home, it's a great way to take a portrait. A photo of someone you love, something that has a good scent or a smell, anything, from a bottle of perfume to the inside of a red onion. And of course, something you can see through, such as the view from your window, or something that is round. So, lots of ideas that you can use for inspiration. And once I'm going to move these cameras to the side here. Once you find your items in the photography scavenger hunt, you're going to be able to set up your own photo. So let's think about the fact that I found something round. Here's an egg. It's not hard-boiled, so I better be careful because it's pretty fragile. If you take a look at the color, it's not white, so maybe I want to give a little contrast to it. Your photographs can focus on shape or color, or you can even be something conceptual if you really put a little thought into it. Like, for example, many of us might feel a little isolated right now, right? A little bit of alone, which is natural and understanding. Maybe I want to document and capture that emotion that I'm feeling in my photography. So I might just take this egg, put it in the container, and you notice there are no other eggs around it. So I'm trying to capture my feeling of isolation by using egg as a representation of me. So my shot, I'm going to stand over the egg. I'm going to frame it just like I told you. Get the picture within your shot. Touch the white button. And here's my picture of the simple, isolated egg. Notice it's a little off center. I captured a little bit of the light source. And if I'm going to have a documentary project, maybe I'm looking forward to something. Maybe I can't wait for this quarantine to end, like many of you, and I want to go back to feeling the way I felt before, seeing my family and feeling fulfilled by the people around me. And so I'm going to retake this picture of the eggs a little closer up in a frame where 4 eggs are together in one picture. And that is representative of the 3 members of my family that I can't wait to see and hold when this is all over. So you see, we can get pretty conceptual. I'm going to give you another example here. If you were finding the spoon on your photography scavenger hunt, I brought out 2 spoons from my kitchen. One is really, really big, and one is really, really small. I notice I can even see my reflection in the spoons. So you can take a moment to create a still life setup. I'm even bringing back the egg. And create a composition by looking at your shapes. Take a look at the light and how it reflects metal. When you're ready, you're going to take your camera, frame your shot. I'm going to come from above, but a little higher up, and then I'm going to come closer. I'm going to cut off a little bit of the spatula, but I'm going to leave the egg. And voila. I have captured my photograph. I'm not sure what I'm going to call it, but that's another fun part we can add to it. So you can see I'm creating my own design elements in the shot. So those are 2 examples that you might want to play with for inspiration. A friend of mine was watching the Earth Day workshop that I did, which you can take a look at online, and she grew her own green scallions in water, which is something you can take a look at if you're interested in. And a week later, she sent me a photograph that she took with her smartphone, capturing her scallions by the window. So if you notice, this could be an example of what you find in your scavenger hunt. Something green, something alive. Here's one picture she sent me, and here's another picture. 1 week later. So here's an example of what you can do with your photos. You can save it to create a digital portfolio, or you can print it so it's something tangible. But whatever you may do with it, you're documenting a time in history, and you're creating artwork by using a wonderful medium that I love, which is photography. So, on that note, I look forward to seeing what you're going to shoot, and feel free to email me and let me know. I'd love to see it. And on that note, again, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned a little something about photography, and I hope you're inspired and excited to take a look at your environment in a new way and notice some of the small details that can become something really special. So thanks again. My name's Jodie, and I'm off to find something with a pattern in my house. Bye-bye.